Yeah. Welcome to the show. I am your host. I walk around like number 11. I know I'm the GOAT. My chains, my rings on Matt Ryan, they coated in cold. I already killed the beat before I sat up and spoke. I'm here to close out the game. You sweep the dugout at best. I'm the realest. If real hopped off the page and showed in the flesh. No team jersey, but my city still on my chest. Trade from the 3. If I shoot, then it's all net. No time for you to rewind. You just in time. I'm a king. This king drum, so you know I'm in shine. I've been dope since 4 years after 1989. My pen work be out of this work, no pop flies. Not here to kill the game, just a competition of Freddie Freeman on first, whoever pitching, I'm still getting it. I let the scoreboard tell us what the difference is. This is history in the making, you are witnessing. Shout out to the kid, you are tuned into the greatest. Rise up, kings won't watch a king in the making.
What is going on, you guys? How you doing? How's the night going? 9 days away from the draft. Getting into it. That's how we feeling. How you feeling, Gator Dude? Oh, well, let me introduce the wonderful, illustrious Gator Dude is here tonight. Coming in and filling for Kings. How you doing tonight?
Doing good. The finals on tonight. I'm hoping the Suns force a game 7, but I'd be fine with the Bucks one. I like Giannis. I like Chris Middleton, although it pisses me off when he goes off for 30 against us. But besides that, I like them, so I wouldn't be upset to see them win, to say the least.
No, I wouldn't be mad. I don't think I'd ever be mad. Y'all, if I see me looking over here, I have 2 setups now. I'm double screened up, so I'm looking at the screen, looking at y'all comments. My main screen's right here. But we got King in the building. What's going on, King? Thank you everybody that's in here joining up. So Tre Mann is the talk of tonight. We're gonna go do a little draft pre-show. If you were here for the Falcons, y'all know we did this before. But we're gonna get into Tre Mann. I pulled up a scouting report for him. I watched some film of him. I like him. Scouting report on him though is written by Alan Liu on my NBA Scout Live. His pros are he's a fairly good shooter. He's a decent scorer off the dribble, adequate playmaker, solid rebounder for his size, fairly good defender, and he's a solid athlete. Some of his cons are he lacks an elite first step off the dribble. He's an inconsistent shooter, prone to hoisting up questionable shots, can play too wildly on offense, can be undisciplined defensively, and underperformed as a freshman. So I have a somebody I want to kind of sort of compare him to. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna let you talk. How do you feel about him? You are a Florida guy. So from what you did watch, even if you were watching as a fan, how did you like watching him play?
He was always, outside of Colin Castleton this year, he was my favorite Gator to watch this year because, everything you read was true about him. I thought, he took questionable shots sometimes, but he seemed to knock them down fairly often. Kind of like Trae, his first year in the NBA and in his year in college as well. Kind of took some questionable shots, but he hits them at a high enough rate where it's okay. He does lack some athleticism. He was still able to beat people off the dribble because of his. He's kind of like, I would say he's Luka in that way, where he has like, I can't think of the word right now, but like his athleticism will shock you a little bit. Like he is able to get by you if you let him get by you and you let him go to sleep on him a little bit, he will get by you. And so I thought I liked that. And then his playmaking, I think his playmaking is oftentimes underrated. He only averaged 3.5 assists per game this past year with like almost 3 turnovers, but he oftentimes found open Gator looks. The problem is in a Mike White offense, you always are kind of looking for the next pass instead of looking for an open shot. So I would say he probably lost out on a sizable amount of assists last year because of the offense that his coach likes to run.
Yeah. So this is 2018 Trae Young's cons list. I wanted to shout. Yeah, I gotta shout out my guy Wallace. Wallace, how you doing? ATL Angry Birds. I know who this is. I think that's Playoff John. What's going on, my guy? How you doing? Yeah, well, you got Wallace in the building. I want to read this list to everybody in here. This was Trae Young's scouting report in 2018. Prone to hoisting up questionable shots, can struggle to finish plays in traffic, can play too wildly on offense, tend to force plays unnecessarily, does not move enough new enough off the ball. His effort on defense can lag at times. Not an elite athlete and likes ideal size. Now we go to Tre. Like I just read Tre Mann. If that's fresh in your head, there's a lot of things that they have a little bit of like the shooting things. Now I think Tre Mann is bigger than Trae. Yeah, he's 6'4".
He is. He's 6'4", and he's still growing. He actually his freshman year he was listed at like 6'2", 6'1.5" or something.
Oh wow!
Now he's listed at 6'4". So he kind of took like a Cam growth spurt this past year. So that's always a plus to see.
Yeah, I mean we had somebody do that too. We watched Cam do it this year. We still don't know how tall Cam really is because he looked ginormous on TV when he started playing.
He looked as tall as Clint practically.
He looked tall as Clint, which is scary, and that's funny. That's like KD when KD stood next to DeMarcus Cousins. Everybody was like, "Why does he look taller than him?" So it's the same way. I don't think we draft another guard. That's why I have other guard like while this it's gonna be a whole series. I just wanted to cover Tre Mann because I like Tre Mann's game. I think him and Trae not as a backcourt, but him and Trae and having to learn behind Trae would be amazing, and still having both. So it'd probably be. This is how I would imagine if we did take Tre Mann. Trae would play the one. Kev would play the not Kev. Kev or Cam could play 2 or 3. You would still have Gallo, and you would still have OO. And for Tre Mann, he has a center that can jump, so he can. And he looks like he throws lobs really well.
Yeah, he's great at throwing lobs. He's a great passer. And him having OO would be perfect off the bench. Them two growing together would be cool. You still have Gallo. You still have Gallo as the vet on the court with them. Definitely. That's who I would think is their vet. But I think the thing for me is just seeing what Cam can do this year. That's why that's how we say we don't need another guard. But seeing what Cam could do, I think you can put Cam at the 3 because he can play that 3 role very well. I kind of sort of don't like Cam at the 2 for some reason. I like Kev at the 2. I think Kev is a better not a ball handler, but I think he's a better facilitator than Cam Reddish. And that's why I think I'll keep Kev at the 2. That's why I think. It's crazy a lot of Trae's critiques were on point, but he's still able to rise above them. Yeah. That's why I feel like when you look at Tre Mann's cons, it's not stuff he can't fix. Anything on his thing he can really fix. Especially his offense. We watched Trae this year change his whole offense around with Nate McMillan. So, it's pretty cool. Y'all really kind of y'all have wanted every player we wanted. I just noticed that. Thank you, man. Thank you, Choo Choo, for you guys. We changed the logo if you haven't noticed. Did you happen to see that article that a Knicks writer put out talking about how they need to find their own Kevin Huerter in the draft?
Yes. Did you see the one where they talking about Trae with New York Post talking about Trae was salty for not making the playoff team? I said, why are y'all writing about him? Like, what is y'all have other things to worry about? Trey Murphy. I wouldn't be surprised if y'all took Trey Murphy. Y'all have 2 picks and y'all right in front of us and behind us. Trey had to stay. His guy to stay at the 1. He is. Yeah, that's why I say. That's why I say this is why I think he play. That's why I think we have to have a backup though. We still have to have a backup in my eyes, Wallace. And when I get to my list, this is part of King's list too. Me and him had Tre Mann, so I wanted to cover him first. I don't think we get a guard. More so a wing. I don't know if we need a wing. Our wing is so stacked, and y'all have to know Chris Dunn is coming back. I know y'all don't want to say that.
Oh yeah, he's accepting that $5 million player option. 100%.
Yes, he's getting that $5 million player option, and he's not gonna take it. Kev needs to come on. Kev is gonna come. That's why I say that bench lineup would be Kev and Cam. I think Bogey still starts unless Bogey has a fall off, then you can start Cam if Cam's hot. This is what I think. This is why I like our team right now because we have so much depth and young depth. It's not like we got guys in their 30s, turning 35, like LeBron turning 36, having to play off our bench. And the only person I think is old. Who's our oldest player? Probably Gallo.
Gallo, I believe, or it may have been Lou last year, but
it was Lou last year because that was in the middle of the year. But all season long, I think it was Gallo. And Gallo's only 32, 33. So he's not even really that old. Like that. So it's not that bad. I can see y'all getting Chris Duarte. I like him though. I like Chris. He's a certified bucket. I don't think he gets past DeAndre Hunter or Cam Reddish, but he is a bucket. Hawk's a good PG away. You mean backup? I would say backup PG because Trae is the future of basketball. As much as y'all want to. First off, Trae has a whole rule changed against him, so I don't even, like that's his generational stuff right there. We need a stretch for to play behind JC. That's Kai Jones. Not Kai Jones. That is not Kai Jones. That is King. What is his name? Oh my God, what is his name? You know who I'm talking. It's on our list. I can't think of it. It's the same guy from Texas. It's two guys from Texas I love. One is Kai Jones. I think it's Greg Brown. He's like 6'7". He's like KD. He can shoot it, but he's a stretcher. He's a stretch guy. He has Greg Brown, 6'8", 206 power forward. Can catch a lob if he needs to at any point in time. I mean, he's like crazy good.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, he's crazy good. He can shoot too, and him behind JC, he would learn a lot. Yeah, I really do. Yeah, we got a major amount of depth in my. I don't think Dunn is coming back because he doesn't score on the offense. Yeah, I think, but it's a player option. That's the only thing. If we can convince him not to take the player option, then yeah. But if he wants that money, he wants that because he didn't play this much. He has to come out. His agent is going to tell him play because you didn't play. You don't have no film for people to be like, and you just came off injury. So that's my thing for him. Would be ideal with Cam and DeAndre improving. So my thing for Bogey is that Bogey's already been a bench player. He was a bit. Was he a bench player in Sacramento? For a little bit, I think he was.
He was behind the Hield.
Yeah, that was just so stupid. But so you have Bogey, who is now kind of sort of shown he can be a starter. He doesn't have to be a bench player. You have Cam improving. First of all, I think our summer league team wins the championship this year with the players we got on the team. Like, I don't see us lose. I don't see how we lose. Like, I can't see how. And everybody should be healthy. I don't think Usman Garuba drops to 19 or 21. Zora. I think he goes like top 15 because he's crazy good. If he can drop to us, I'd take Usman too. I'll take him too. I'll talk about him one night too, Zor. Because this is helping us for you, Zor, as Knicks fans, because y'all have the first, y'all are right in front and behind. So, but for me, going back to Tre Mann, his number, I'm gonna go to his numbers. For them to say he kind of sort of didn't, show off his freshman year, which is underachieved, it doesn't really make sense. Because I don't see. We are a Florida fan, Gator, so you can say you watched. I don't know if you watched his freshman year, but how do you feel? How do you feel about his freshman year?
His freshman year was the COVID year, and the Florida team actually came into the season ranked number 5, partially because of Tre Mann and his recruiting, also Scotty Lewis, and we got a big man who now plays in like Iraq or something. Who was a former 5-star. Oh, like Blackburn or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. I know you're talking about.
The whole Florida team underperformed that year, so I can't really. I would say yes, as a whole, Tre Mann did underperform his freshman year, but I think in general the hype around that Florida team was way too high. So I think it's not really his fault that he underperformed.
And I feel like a COVID year is not. Well, it was going out of the COVID year, and then going into this year was more of the COVID year, but still, it's still like you can't be mad. I mean, he only started 4 games, so like you can bring in hype, and he only. So this is the funny part for me. This is why I feel like you can't be mad at his freshman year. It was 2019-2020, so we understand that college basketball stopped. We didn't have oh my God, we didn't have the March Madness. We didn't have the rest. We really didn't even finish the season. because we didn't. I don't think we got to that championship games. I know we didn't finish the season.
No, we didn't get too much madness.
No, we didn't get a lot. And then mind you, we had players going into the draft based off like half a season. Yeah. So I don't know. It was weird last year. Thank God we got Okongwu, and he was a star already. He was developed a little bit better. He just had to come and learn a lot more. Because the only reason Dunn played in the playoffs was when Trae got injured because we still have Mays. Yeah. So my thing for Mays, and y'all guys know I love Skylar Mays. I think Skylar Mays is a 2-guard. He can play point, but I think he's gonna turn into a 2-guard over his career. He's a lot bigger than most point guards. He's very strong, and he can pass. But mind you, when we had him in, let's think about it. When we had him in, you had BG playing point, and he was playing shooting guard. Yeah. When we had been garbage time, he's turned into a 2-guard. He's gonna turn into a 2-guard. He's built to be a 2-guard too. He's just shorter. It's weird because 2 guards are like 6'5". He's 6'5". I think it's 2 guards like 6'5", 6'6". So he fits in that range. You should know that's like my buddy. I know he declared. I haven't looked at a lot of like where he should go. But I would love to have MJ back home. I went to high school with him. Jonesboro, one of the greatest high schools in Georgia. I literally grew up with him, so I would definitely be hyped to see him play in Atlanta. But I think that's another guy. He's a transition guy for me. For MJ, for me to give a fair assessment of MJ, All-American freshman. So he played all 4 years at FSU. I think he is definitely. He's definitely going to be a guy that can play every position, especially from probably small forward up to point guard, because he's been doing that. So that's my thing. That's why I feel like for him, that's my fair assessment of him. He's going to be ready. He went to FSU. As Rashad says, people don't realize FSU has a great program. Their coach is amazing. They're always developed. Look what Tre Mann did in the playoffs. They're developed down there. They developed. And Scotty Lewis is going to be a great player in the NFL. I mean NBA. He will be. I think he's Scotty Barnes, not Scotty Lewis. Scotty Barnes. He'll be one of the better players out of that draft. That's why he's going like.
Barnes is like a top 7 pick, pretty much.
Yeah, he's concreted himself, and he didn't even start most games, which is so crazy.
No, but their coach is like one of the first people to like have the saying of like it doesn't matter who starts, it matters who finishes.
Yeah,
like great.
I love their coach. He's one of the best. That's why I say look at the players that have come out of there these last couple years with him as coach. Those guys are very developed. They've come in. They don't want to start. Like Tre Mann didn't want to start. He didn't come in demanding to start. He didn't get picked to start. But when he did start, he showed out. Like it's like a next man up mentality there, which is really good. What you want out of players coming out of college, especially one and done. So this is gonna be. For Scotty Barnes, we'll have to see how much it translated for him. He's a senior. He was a senior this year. He ended up declaring. Excuse me. I think Mays only played 2 because BG handles the rock better than the rook. Yeah, BG knows. So my thing is BG's a free agent. This all y'all can answer this. Do we bring back BG? My thing is if we don't take a guard, we probably do. If we do take a guard, I think BG walks. That's how I see it. How do you see it, Gator Dude? Is it the same or you think it's something different?
I struggle with the way I want to see BG because I love him. I want him to see him come back. I love when he plays well. He plays with energy, like that Clippers game from a couple of years ago. When he gets going, he actually finds a rhythm. He looks like a very high quality, high potential NBA guard. The problem is there's a lot of guards that I like that I think could fall to us this year's in the draft, like Tre Mann. And I also think there's guards that we can go sign for cheap. Like I love TJ McConnell. Like I really want the Hawks us to pick up TJ McConnell. So it's just I'm not sure how I feel where BG fits in that whole thing. I would love to have him back, but I think he knows he's worth more money than whatever the Hawks will give him.
Oh, definitely. He's definitely going to be a good backup point guard somewhere. Somebody's gonna give him a bag, and I don't think the Hawks can. we might can. I don't think we can match it either. I think he's unrestricted too. So it'll be hard to see him in another uniform. Having to play against him sometime during the year would be weird. Just because he is the Atlanta kid. Hopefully he can come back like Lou will sometime, and maybe be more developed and go be better. Be a better backup point guard for us. But I don't see him. I don't see him if we take a guard this year.
Yeah,
that hurts.
I personally wouldn't mind seeing him maybe go to like Orlando, because I think Markelle Fultz will still be like rehabbing and getting back into game shape.
He would
I
be
think
cool
he could
in Orlando.
fill in really well at that backup behind RJ Hampton, or maybe they want to run Hampton at the 2 for some reason and be GFL 1. I think he would be able to run a type of offense that would fit him well, where he can score, because there's not enough scorers on that Magic team. I think he would fill in well while Markelle Fultz is still out.
Yeah, he's probably going to rehab a lot. I think he still has a lot of rehab time left. I don't think he'll come back till probably next year. So for Markelle, and that's sad to see Markelle, he has so much hype, and then, to see him go out like he's did every year has been another injury. It just hurts. You don't never want to see number 1 picks go out like that. Once we remember Greg Oden kept getting hurt. So it's a different type of pain. Hopefully he gets better. But I want to just bring this up for you, everybody that's here. Tre Mann scored 5 points his freshman year. His sophomore year, he went all the way up to 16 points. That's an 11-point jump. And that's in a better year, let's be honest. This is a year where he actually got to play a lot more. Side of the almost 40, 50, 90 club, I think. 40, 40. He was 40, 40, 80. So he still wasn't a bad shooter. You can see some inconsistencies with his game. Looking at his stat bar and the stat line. But it's still not bad. I mean, he's still averaging a rebound a game. Well, actually, no, he's averaging 3. He had 5 defensive rebounds as a guard.
He was definitely a solid rebounder for his size.
Yeah, that's not a normal thing you see for a guard to average 5 defensive rebounds a game. Which is something you don't, like I'm saying, his steals were at 1.4. Assists was at 3.5. This is all his, and he had 0.1 block. His turnover ratio was so he had 2 turnovers a game, close to 3, which you can fix that. That's my thing. My thing is now for a lot of guys, I'm not worrying about the back half, the turnovers and the personal fouls, and because when we get to the league, when you get to the league, it's a different game. You have to develop. So I'm not really, I'm not trying to push. I'm not going to push those numbers because we don't know how you're going to play here. He might turn into a defensive, one of the best defensive shooting guards of all time, or backup point guards of all time. He might be the next TJ McConnell, for all we know. But you look at his college numbers and you'd be like, oh, you see, look at him. So you can't pull it. I don't like number guys. I like watching guys play, and he's he's a very efficient player. He just has some he likes to throw up shots. He's Trae. His name is Trae. They like to throw up shots, man. Is just have to have a Trae and Trae backcourt kind of sort of be cool too. But I love that when we go into stuff when we talk about stuff like this, especially having Gator on, we can, everybody that's here, we having a discussion about it. Don't come in and this is, I want to put this out now. Do not come in here and try to dispute anything. We try to have a normal conversation about basketball. It's going to be 30 minutes. I'm going to end because the playoffs is coming on tonight. We have a normal conversation. But I do want to talk about one more thing. Gator, I'm going to let you say anything else you have to say about Tre Mann before I close out the show.
Real quick, I feel like he reminds me of a very similar college D'Angelo Russell. Even if you look at the stats, very similar, similar points. Turnover problems were there, solid rebounder for their size. I definitely see a D'Angelo Russell in him as definitely one of his comparisons. And I think having that type of scoring guard who can play make when need be would be great off the bench for us, especially when off the bench we'll have Kev, we'll have Gallo, we'll have Cam, we'll have people who are great at catch and shooting. I think he'd be great at running our second unit,
which would be amazing, which we need. Well, guys, we got a sponsor, y'all. Let's clap it up for we got a sponsor now. I want to shout out Ray's Energy Drink by Rep Sports. 100% sugar free, 0 calories, all aminos. Get your body right, get you hyper, get you woken up in the morning or you got to play a game, you know, before shows here. Good energy drink, good healthy. You can order it online at repsports.com. I will put the link out on my Twitter and on the FILA Twitter. If you follow it, I will try to put it on Facebook as well for everybody that touches this video. Whatever you're on, I hope I will be able to put it on any of our platforms. I'll probably put it in the description on this video, so check the description if you're watching on YouTube. Use code FILASP on checkout, and you will get a discount. Definitely a good deal. Definitely use it. The more you spend, the more you get off. Like I said, you can go to Quick Trip if you want to order. You can if you order it online, you can use the code. You can't use it in store, but they have it at Quick Trip. They have it at GNC Vitamin Shop. So it's a very healthy drink. It's not one that's gonna make you crash. And you know, if you drink Red Bull or you know Monster, you know how it gets you real hype and then you'll crash and want to just fall asleep. So do not take advantage of it. FILA SP. Use the promo code. Yeah. Well, I want to thank Gator Dude for coming in. We're gonna get ready for this game tonight. Hopefully the Suns win. I want to thank Gator Dude. Anything you want to promote, Gator Dude?
Nothing at all. Go follow me at Gator Dude 303. Maybe potential of me reviving my YouTube channel in the next couple of weeks, but I don't really know for certain. Thanks for having me on, as always.
Always, man. Always. Y'all go to GHSM. Gator Dude writes a lot. I can't remember what his real name is. Hawk season review was done by him. He has a couple of papers where he has a couple of things written up. Please go on there. Read his stuff. We're going to be posting on there a lot, so please use the website. And with that, game about to start. Suns in 7. I'll put it like that. Peace.
Yeah. Welcome to the show. I am your host. I walk around like number 11. I know I'm the GOAT. My chains, my rings on Matt Ryan, they coated in cold. I already killed the beat before I sat up and spoke.